Good. All right. Rick Dollar, and we're live at Song of the Mountains in Marion, Virginia for the September show 2018. Now, I don't know when this is going to air, probably in a year or so. You're probably going to be a lot taller and, a lot more grown up than you are now.
Maybe. Yeah.
I have Miss Emi Sunshine with me.
Hello.
Now, wanted to visit with you just a few minutes about some projects you got going on. You've got a brand new album coming out just in a few months, I think is when the due date is. Is that right?
That is true. We are working on a new album and I'm just so excited for it. I don't even have a name for it yet. We are working with Tony Brown on this new album and it is absolutely amazing.
Great.
Yeah, he's an awesome producer and we love him very much. He's so kind to us and it's really different than anything I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to share why
Can't
or
really,
no?
can't
I
really.
hate when they do that.
I can't share.
I can't share.
It's impossible to do so.
Okay. Are you leaning more toward the Americana side of things now with what you're doing?
Well, I don't even know.
Well, it's good that you don't have to put a label on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I've always wanted to be. I know it's partly kind of impossible, but I mean, for me, I've never really wanted to go with a genre. I've always just wanted to be able to sing what I want to sing and not really have to deal with all that, because once you're in one place, you can't really go to that broader audience that there is.
That's true.
And for me, I want to be able to reach that broader audience and really just kind of give them the music that I grew up on and be able to just give them this whole new world of music that maybe they haven't heard before.
Amazing. And that's the cool thing about it. I know people that have kids in music right now, and I think that the one reason that there are musicians like yourself is because whoever was in charge, whether it was mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever, they let you do what you do. And, that goes all the way back to guys like, Dr. Ralph and people like that. Musicians have to be creative. And if you put them in any kind of box, it's just going to stifle something beautiful that's there already. So, and I think you've had that opportunity.
Well, yeah, my mom and my dad, they gave me the opportunity when they took me out of public school when I was 5 years old.
That's smart.
I mean, they took me out. They said, well, this is not, she's not doing good here. They're not treating her right, and kids are mean. Pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
And for me, that was a really hard time, and they diagnosed me with dyslexia. And that was really hard for me because I had a hard time learning things in school, and it was always a learning curve. Sometimes I learn things quicker than some, and then sometimes I fall behind a little bit. And think about the public school thing, it puts you in that box.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to get every single kid to learn the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's like going to the doctor. I mean, you're not going to prescribe the same person the same medicine every time.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to do that. So why should it be any different here, So for me, I've always had a big problem with public school because it kind of puts you in that little box.
Yeah.
For some people it works, for some people it doesn't, and that's great. But I think I got more creative control over myself and what I do, and being able to really just be who I am. It was a big experience, and it kind of took me out of my shell.
Wow. Boy, man, you could write a book on what she just said. I have a grandson. Same situation. We've thought about this many times. He's very creative, but they can't keep him occupied. His brain is going this way, and he's doing more and more and more. And I think a lot of times you're exactly right. That just hit home with me.
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, I never understood why I couldn't learn as fast as maybe some other kids could. Yeah. But I just started to realize, well, if God doesn't have you do so good in this area, He's going to give you this gift instead. Mm-hmm. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm not going to trade it for anything in the world. I mean, for me, for a while it bothered me, and I wish that I could do that. I wished I had that. But now I think that's why I'm so creative. That's why I'm the person I am today. And I should be thankful for that. So one thing that I noticed, I think that when I really noticed that was when we were sitting on the couch one day with my mom, and we were doing a live stream on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, she had this question out of the blue. She said, Emi, well, how do you keep all of those songs in your head? How how are you able to remember all those chords? How do you do that? And I never really thought about how I did it before me. It's just something that I thought everybody could do. So what I do, I can see certain chords on ukulele, on guitar. I mean, whenever I play a chord on any instrument, I see a certain color. So for me, that's how I memorize that. In any song that I have, any like verse or chorus, I put it in boxes, and I see those boxes, and that's how I memorize.
It's the only time that a box works for you.
Yep, only time.
So, man, I've known you for a few years now, and seeing how you're changing and growing into this musician that you are and performer is really good to see.
Thank you.
Because first of all, I can see, she's fine. She's going right in the direction she needs to go.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, I want to be able to make a category of music where it doesn't have to be labeled.
It's called
just,
you.
It's just, for me, everybody used to tell me, you need to go to this direction. You need to figure out where you want to be, because you're not going to be able to go very far if you do not go with a genre.
Right.
And you can with certain albums. You can say, well, this is a country album, but I can't just say, hey, I'm a country artist. I'm more than that. I feel like I'm Americana. I feel like I'm blues. I feel like I'm country. I feel like I'm just about everything kind of mixed up into one to make the music that I play now.
Yeah.
And I play all types of different things, but one thing I would get told was, you can't do that. You've got to pick where you're going to go. And the way I see it is, when interviewers ask me that, when they ask me, what genre do you play, I say, you know what, it's Emi Sunshine music. How about that?
There you go. Well, that'll wrap it up right there, man. I don't know. If you don't get what she's doing out of this interview, it's not my fault or hers. Because she's ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, great. It's good to see you again.
Well,
thank you for sitting down with me before you go out and go on Song of the Mountains for the September version. You do remember that there's going to be like 140 million people.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun.
See, most guys get worried when I say that.
Well, that's one thing I've never been scared of. A crowd is something that never scares me.
No, it feeds you, doesn't it?
No, yeah, it does. I mean, I was playing, the other day I was playing on RFD TV, Country Family Reunion. A stage doesn't scare me, but a small crowd does. That's one thing that does scare me a little bit. It's when I'm playing for a small crowd.
Why is that?
I don't know why. It's always been something that, and when there's Bill Anderson in the crowd too, that's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
scary also. And then there's Rhonda Vincent up there too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I mean, it's a little bit intimidating, but I mean, for me, it's usually the people that are around me that kind of just intimidate me the most. I mean, there's certain people that you've listened to your whole life. You want to make people proud, and you want to be able to follow in their footsteps, and just kind of create a whole new thing that kind of keeps that music alive.
Amazing.
So when they were talking about it there, they said, well, she's the future of this, and there's all types of people who are going to be bringing this music up, and that's, for me, that's pretty amazing, and it's something that...
That is so true, though.
I mean, it is. I mean, the next generation of whatever type of music I play. I mean, it's just kind of... I just kind of pull from everywhere, and I guess that's one place I do too. So with them, it's close to my heart.
I think there's young kids out there everywhere, and they're looking at what you do, and they're saying, I want to be like her. I want to do this. How do I do this?
Well, yeah. I mean, kids ask me that all the time, and I say, well, don't do what I do.
No, do what you do.
Do what you want to do.
Right.
Don't try to say, well, I'm going to be like this person. I'm going to be like that person. You can get inspiration from anywhere. I can tell you can get inspiration from anywhere. But I do want to tell you, it's good to take inspiration, but it's not good to try to be like somebody else. So what I want you to do is just be yourself, do what you want to do, and do it unapologetically. I mean, it's just, if it's who you are, it's who you are.
Wow. Cool. You should write a book.
I've thought about it.
I want the first copy, man, because
All right.
I think you just gave me a bunch of advice, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I try to do that. In my music,
You did.
I try to reach the younger demographic because there's so much going on in their lives.
It's the future of what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the future of all of us. I mean, we need to be able to bring up this next generation in a way where, we have compassion, we have love for others, and we are able to show that.
Right.
And I have so many friends who live in this generation, and they're nothing like me because, hey, hey, we're all different. That's one thing I would get all the time. Well, I love what you do with your hair right here. I want to do that too. I love what you did with your music on this. I want to do that exactly like that. And I'm thinking, don't do that. Be you.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, take inspiration. Do what you want to do there. But all I can say is, if you're not being you, then it's not genuine.
There you go. Wow. Yeah, that's going to make me cry too. Thank you so much. Just for being you, and keep going.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're hoping and praying for you every day. We want everything to work the way you want it
Same to you guys.
to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rick Dollar, and we're live at Song of the Mountains in Marion, Virginia, and we're with Miss Emi Sunshine.